Hi, it's Friday. Um, and I have decided that Friday is now update day and progress day for here. So this is where we are. If you don't know me, which you probably don't because this channel is very small and I haven't been here very much other than the past two videos, which is good. It's a record. We gotta keep it. But my name is Liz the T-Rex. I am a writer, aspiring writer who writes mostly fantasy fiction. Actually, it's all fantasy fiction. And for the past 10, 15 years, I have used writing as a way to manage my mental health. I have clinical depression, and being able to escape in a world that's not ours is kind of my way of kind of helping keep my brain from slipping into those depressive spells. And I think it works very well. However, that's not the point of this video. This point of video is to give you a progress update on all the notebooks that I found months ago. So, to start the story for people who are new here, a year ago I lost my job very unexpectedly, and this has sent me into a frenzy to try to recover. And in the process of recovering, I realized that it's time to pursue things that I enjoy. Not to say I don't like what I do right now, but when I envision where I want to be in the next 10 years, it's not what I'm currently doing, which is what led to me restarting this channel for like the fifth time. And after a lot of hard work and dodging and trying to recover from the pain that is losing your job and having to move very suddenly, I realized that I haven't really lived in a place where I could see where all of my writing through the years could be in one spot. And in the process of moving, I decided that I wanted to store all of my notebooks of the years into the same spot. You don't realize how much you've hoarded something until it's in one location. In previous places that I've lived, it was all kind of scattered into various places. And I didn't realize how much I had acquired at the time until I could see it all in one place. And it made me realize how much writing has become part of who I am. It is the core of what has made me to who I am. And it would be a shame if I wasn't able to share it with people who might maybe they're also dealing with issues and they needed a place to escape, or maybe they just want to read something cool. I think it's cool, but I'm kind of biased because I'm the one that wrote it, so don't let me be the judge of it. I started all of these notebooks mostly to help myself, which that sounds very selfish, but it is what it is. I'm not scared to admit it. But I want to turn it into something. I want to chase the dream because we're still dealing with the pain of everything that's happened this past year. And I realized that it was time for a change in direction just to see where things go because God not I don't have very much left to lose. And I have found this year of just going through my old work, there is some comfort in knowing that this hobby of mine is something that has become part of me, and I want to keep walking towards it. When I look at myself in the next 10 years, I see myself writing more than the thing that I'm currently doing. There's a part of me that's sad knowing that we are changing directions, but there's also an excitement there. You know, whenever you're pursuing something that you want deep down, or like there's just a part of you that knows you should be walking in that direction. It's that feeling. And that again, that makes me seem I don't have the right word for it, but it's probably a midlife crisis, let's be honest. Or just me trying to feel a void after a whole year of dealing with chaos. That being said, going through all of my notebooks, I have noticed three Three problems through going through 40 plus notebooks and a whole bunch of digital files. One, when I wrote those, it was just me, a notebook, and a pen. There was no internet, or not, I didn't use the internet for most of it. It was just me freely, blindly writing things, which means the plot is everywhere. There was no plan. I just kind of blindly wrote things and didn't keep notes on what was going on. So half of the battle was putting everything back together in a way where I understood what was happening. The next thing I noticed was I didn't keep notes of anything that was going on, or the world that I had built, because it's my own custom built world, which means I had to go back through and figure it out. Um, and that was a challenge all by itself. The third thing I noticed is that because of the project that I have signed myself up for, um, it's going to take a lot of planning, and my writing skills or my narration style is not at the level that I want it to be in order for things to hit harder, which is why I vanished for a little while, because I was analyzing my writing style and figuring out what was missing that made it feel not quite right. And I figured it out now, so I'm actively trying to fix that problem. So that's where we are. Those are the three things that I noticed. For now, we need a plan. We have a plan. I finally figured out the start point on where I want to start with these stories. I don't have a hard deadline and I don't want to give false promises, but I know the start point. The writing is not the first problem that we're tackling. Right now, my biggest problem out of everything outside of the notebooks is my writing routine is very unstable. I I go days, sometimes weeks without writing anything, and part of it is because I tend to make my goals too big, and another part of it is imposter syndrome. It is a battle that I've faced a lot, and part of it is fear because there's this gut wrenching fear of knowing that you're about to put something that you've put your whole heart into where people can see it. And that terrifies me. When I have friends that want to read my stuff, I can't even be in the same room. I have to walk away. That is how bad my imposter syndrome is. And it's this is conquering a fear that I have never faced or I've never actually tried to deal with in this manner. And if therapy has taught me anything, the very first thing you need to do whenever you are conquering a fear is you have to figure out why you're scared of it in the first place. And for me, it's failure. Failure is terrifying. I tend to be a bit of a perfectionist. Go figure. And the idea of putting myself out there is absolutely terrifying to me, which is why this entire month it is themed around finding my love of writing and conquering the terrifying reality that is imposter syndrome. Um, so that's where we are. The way that I'm handling the routine thing is I realized that part of it is because I make my goals too big. So now I'm starting with small, tinier goals. And the way that I'm planning on tackling this is instead of doing big yearly goals, because those don't work, I am switching to these 5-day writing challenges that are going to get progressively harder as the year goes on. You'll know when I'm doing a challenge because you'll see shorts on my channel pop up, and you're welcome to follow along. I have a coffee now, and I'll try to have little sheets or coloring sheets that you can download to follow along. I don't know what they'll look like because I'm just kind of winging this and I don't know what I'm doing. I need to specify this. I don't know what I'm doing, but if you don't try, you never learn. If anything I've learned this year is if you don't try and you don't put yourself out there, it's never going to happen. And that is the whole point of this vlog that I'm making at 12 a.m. It's almost 1 a.m. actually. But 5-day writing challenges, and I'm tracking my progress differently. In the past, I did word count, and I realized really quickly that doesn't work for me because there's a lot of little things that go into writing, especially when you're doing custom worlds, custom things. Sometimes an hour of work is you Googling information and research and making sure things are either accurate or they make sense. Um, so that is part of the process, and I like to count that in whenever I am doing things. So now I'm tracking time and specific tasks. So I'm planning on breaking up my day where some of it's research, some of it's a writing sprints every now and again, and sometimes it's me just doing plot work. Because the thing I'm trying to build, it's going to take a lot of plotting because timing is key. That's what I've gathered with what I've built. I now know the path that we're taking, but I don't know of all the little things that are going to happen between. So there's still some um pantser writing. I think that's what it's called, pantsing. That doesn't sound right. There's some free writing involved, but there's more plot work to be done. Our plan this week is we've got to fix the writing routine, and it's starting with these 5-day challenges. If you want to follow me along, follow me along. If you want to follow along, make sure to follow me on YouTube. I think I'm gonna have a Twitter. I'll have my social medias down in the information section of this channel so that you can find them. And another thing, I tend to be very prideful. I've tried to tackle this whole job loss thing by myself pretty much this entire year, and it has left me constantly in this chase of trying to recover. And we are pretty much recovered, but I have opened up a coffee to kind of help this channel grow. And on that coffee, you'll find downloads for free of the 5-day challenges. I'm going to post them as I make them. And then I also now have a crowdfund to help me recover from the pain that is job loss. To give a long story short, I already said it in the beginning, but I'll say it again. I lost my job last year, and I've been actively trying to recover from that. And I did get a new job, but the process is a messy one. You're you don't realize how long it takes to recover, especially if you never get your last few weeks of pay. It's a long process, and I lose a lot of pride in even setting up that fund, but I realize sometimes it's okay to let go of pride and admit when you are struggling. And I am struggling, but it's going to get better. And we're signing on for a very bumpy journey. And if you're willing to follow me along on that journey, I respect you. If not, that's fine too. Again, my name is Liz the T-Rex. I'm an aspiring fantasy fiction writer, and we're in for a ride.